Add to stream.
Coming to you live as fuck. It's the Sons of Honarchy podcast with your boys, Steve-O, that's at Drunk Shy Sox Fan on Twitter.
And Hot Take Tommy. On this episode of the Sons of Honarchy podcast, we're going to be going through it with a couple bits of fun Donaldson facts. We're going to be doing our takes on the All-Star game versus the NBA All-Star game. And we're going to do a quick Minoso Minute. All of this brought to you by
the Josh Donaldson Sucks Club. So make sure you rate, subscribe, and review, baby. Tommy, how you feeling this morning?
I'm feeling good. I've had my coffee, thank the Lord.
Yes.
Had a breakfast sandwich.
A little bit of Bailey's.
Took the trash out. We had a good
Bailey's.
time. St. Brendan's.
St. Brendan's.
The off-brand Baileys that Steve keeps
It's
bringing
like
to my house.
A third of the price.
It's like
and it's basically
a third
the
of
same.
the flavor.
Oh, wow. Wow. I think I like it just as much. To be honest with you.
It's just fine. It gets the job done. It's adding whiskey flavored cream to your coffee.
A morning after drinking, last night, it's hitting the spot. So
that makes sense.
It's just
you explained a very nice acronym for me.
It's giving me that even flow.
Oh my god!
You already know.
No, we don't need it.
Yes. So make sure you smash the like button, bitches. According to our guy Beefo, if you're in the comments on YouTube. Glad to see both him and Yeah Dog already showing up. So Tom, we want to give people a White Sox Run Club update for ourselves.
Yeah, I think we should. I'm at 61.5 miles, which is more than half, actually.
More than half, and you got about a month to go.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll get there.
You think so?
I think I'll get there.
Because you said $5 toward the charity of my choice for every mile you don't reach. Right?
Exactly. No, $10 for every mile.
10.
If I don't reach 108 miles, I'll get there.
All right.
And we wanted to announce our charities today as well. Oh,
yes.
wait. Let's do your total first.
Mileage, 77 miles so far. So I got about 30 left, 31 on the dot. Feeling good. Feeling rested.
Oh, you are? Are you feeling good?
Okay. I am. It's
because you have 15, 16 more miles.
By the way, would highly recommend running when it's like light snow with a little bit of padding on the ground. It's therapeutic, I'll tell you, especially at night.
Just enough snow that you don't see the ice patches, and then you just like hit them real high speed.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%.
Good.
That's always my favorite when you're running outside. Have you hit any ice patches recently and you're moving your legs? And all of a sudden you're not really going anywhere. You're just slipping on ice. That's my favorite.
That's not good, I would say. Ideal. But I've been running outside more.
There you go.
I enjoy it. I found
it's way better than indoor, isn't it?
Toss up. I'd say toss up.
Wow.
Because when it gets fucking balls cold, I don't want to be out there, Steve. I don't think I'm being a bitch for saying
balls
that.
cold. Like, what is the temperature for you?
I think 15.
15. Yeah, 15 is cold.
15 is balls cold, Steve.
Like that is that like your tipping point? It's like if it's below 15, I'm not running outside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, if it's below 20, I'm not running outside.
Below 20, not running outside.
Yeah, but if it's 20 and up, I'll do it. I'll just layer up and go. Anyway,
I'll take that.
Charities. Who are we going to donate to come when we inevitably blow past that 108-mile mark on the White Sox Run Club?
Well, you're going to blow past the 108 mark?
I said I've said it. I'm going to do it, Steve. I'm just going to have to run 26 miles the last day.
There we go. I'm excited to see that.
My marathon.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to, for those people that tuned in last week and the previous week before that, that, there's a cause that's near and dear to my heart with my guys, the Westendorf brothers, their dad recently passing away. They're doing a memorial for him for Roy Gale Baseball in Rockford, where Rick dedicated hours and hours and days and weeks and years of his time, and ultimately built one of the fields and the mound from the ground up at Roy Gale. So they're doing a memorial for him. So in honor of Rick Westendorf and in honor of his legacy for youth baseball in Rockford, Illinois, my hometown, you already know, 815 represent. That is going to be my charity of choice. Shaking your head at my 815 represent. It's fine. No shame about it.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I think, we're kind of both doing like local things, which is nice. I want to donate my money to My Block, My City, My Hood.
Love that.
Actually, I'm going to be donating your money to it, bitch.
Fair.
Just kidding. Charity's good. But we're going to be doing My Block, My City, My Hood. They do a lot of civic organizing, which is cool. But what they also do is a lot of neighborhood cleanups, a lot of youth outreach and stuff in areas of need, specifically in Chicago, which is why, again, that's near and dear to my heart, because they're doing the work that a lot of, let's just say churches and the public programs are not picking up the slack in that area. And so it's good to have people out there on the streets doing those things. Yeah, that's where I want to direct my funds to. And
I love that.
I think,
I'm excited.
Do you want to talk about Ukraine for a second?
Yeah.
I mean, I know we're going.
That's a hard left.
It's a hard left, but it's what's next on the list. And I was like, man, it's been hard and it's been weighing heavy on my mind. If we're going to talk about our weeks, right? Like I was up on Tuesday night about to fall asleep. And then the big newsbreaker, your fiance, I saw her tweet about her stomach dropping through the floor. And I was like, shit, Russia just fucking did it. And guys,
Yep.
The only thing that I wanted to get off my chest here is, and if I may, quick
Mhm.
Minoso minute. We live in an awesome town. It's got a great neighborhood called Ukrainian Village.
And by town, he means the large 2.7 million town of the city of Chicago.
City of Chicago.
Yes.
City of Chicago. Go ahead, take time, spend your money in that neighborhood. Go to Ukrainian Village. The people who have roots in Ukraine, the people who have family in Ukraine deserve our support at a time like this. And I hope what I'm doing with this is just pointing you to the obvious, direction and placement of funds in that neighborhood. Like if you just forgot, Ukrainian Village is literally here. Go to a restaurant, give them a fat tip, show them the love in that's like a tangible, easy way. If you feel helpless right now, go and spend your money in an area that has Ukrainians and show them the love that they deserve. So I know that's a hard left, but I think it's worth saying, at a time like this.
1,000%. Thanks for bringing that up. I know this is, I mean, I personally, there's one girl who I went to high school with who was from Ukraine, actually. So I know the people who are from there, the people who have roots there, the people who still have family there. This is an extremely tough time for them. So do what you can to support them during this time. And not just, thoughts and prayers, but pray with your feet, as I say.
That's huge. I mean, T's and P's are great, but also, if you can do something, do something. And it's so easy to go out, reach out to somebody who's Ukrainian, ask them how they're doing, or just go and spend your money in that neighborhood. I think that's just so easy. Just go and grab, lunch there if you work in the city or what have you. So anyway, that's just a quick sidebar, but I think, we are a White Sox baseball.
We are a White Sox baseball podcast. We got to it in under 10 minutes.
That's better than usual.
It is, honestly, especially after our last episode, which we had to split 3 hours into 2 different episodes. So let's talk White Sox baseball. Obviously, nothing White Sox specific right now, but we've got MLB talk. MLB talks in particular, Tom.
Yeah.
Right now it's February 28th or bust, and February 28th is 2 days away. It's Monday.
That would be Monday.
Close of business on Monday. If baseball doesn't get their shit together, owners and players come together and have an agreement on a collective bargaining, come to the table, then we're going to be canceling regular season baseball games. Tom, where are you at? I want to hear your hopes first.
You were all sunshine and roses in this, thinking that it's going to get done on Monday. I have no positive thoughts coming into today. So where it breaks down for me is all the reports that you've seen coming out of this. Jeff Passan, big guy reporting, but also you can't name a fucking time that a reporter came out and said wow, great progress today, everybody. We're going to get we're so close. Nobody's said that.
Yeah.
It's not being said. So that's a huge red flag for me, is that every time people come out of this negotiations, they're like, marginal progress, barely any progress, or no progress, couldn't be further away. That's been every report coming out of this. How am I supposed to be positive after reading these day after day?
Right.
So, I mean, if you take it from this, like the start of the week went like this. This is a passing tweet.
Yep.
5 days before the deadline, MLB says it will postpone regular season games here. Well, sorry, that was aggressive. They didn't guarantee it, but they said that there's a gap between the sides that is over $31 million in pre-arbitration bonus pool, $95 million for the minimum minimum salary being $135,000 apart for players. They were nowhere near each other on this. And then the draft lottery, which has been ironed out, I believe, 3 picks. There was just way too many things that separated the two sides going into the week. There's no way that they're going to cover all that ground before Monday. Now, Jesse Rogers went out. This is the fucking kicker to me, and this is still just my first thing like about these reporters.
You're a big Jesse Rogers fan, aren't you?
It's not about him. It's about what he said, right? He said that Rob Manfred came in on Friday, right? And this was the first time they've seen them all week. How the fuck are we supposed to assume that the owners are actually serious if the commissioner of baseball wasn't even present for the first 4 days of the critical week, the week that mattered the most, according to everyone? The fucking commissioner of baseball wasn't even there. So
he's got other people doing his dirty work, Tom.
Yeah,
That's what it comes down to. And we all know that Manfred, to be honest with you, I think Manfred is like a trigger for everybody. So like him not being there is probably a good thing, because, you know, he's got other people that are representing him and representing the league.
I so disagree though, because like if you're actually serious about making a deal happen, you'd fucking be there.
I understand that. You know, I'm not all doom and gloom like you are.
No,
and you know, I think all good things come in threes, so I got 3 good points here, right?
3 positive points.
Points.
We'll determine if they're good or not. Okay.
I still have my hopes for Major League Baseball starting on time, because number 1, I need it like air to breathe. And number 2, I think there's just way too much at stake. There's way too much money on the line here. So first point, players want to play. Players want to play, period. They know that they aren't going to get everything that they want at the table this year. This is something we discussed last time, right? Not everything is going to get done in this 5-year period, this exact CBA, this agreement, right? It's going to take progress. It's going to take time. Any substantial change in history has taken time, right? So that's my hope, right? They're winning on a few things. They are making steps in the right direction in a lot of important areas, okay? Point number 2, owners lost way too much money in 2020 to want to shut this thing down, okay? I know that, you know, obviously it's a global pandemic that got in the way, right? But, you know, these are people, these owners of Major League Baseball organizations are people that can't make enough money. There's like normal people, there's rich people, and then there's like fuck you money. Yeah. They have fuck you money, and they'll do anything to keep everybody else below them and at fuck you money. And right now, like, obviously we see that with a CBA agreement not coming to fruition, but baseball not happening for a month or 2 months, that's so much money down the drain. Even in the cold months in Chicago, opening day is going to be packed if it happens on time.
I want to retort so bad, but I'm going to let you get through your third point before
I
get to you.
Third point. And this kind of actually, this plays into what we were talking about 5 minutes ago-ish. The world needs something great. The world needs something that people can hang their hat on, that's normal, that people can be like, yes, thank God there's baseball. Major League Baseball has its opportunity. This is a golden opportunity for Major League Baseball to be like, yes, we are in this. We want to provide an excellent entertainment for people. let's make it happen. This could put baseball back on the map.
It's already so far off the map, though. It's like, okay, but the main thing that I think you said there is that you put it out there that they have fuck you money, Steve. And what fuck you money means is that they'll say fuck you if they want to.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't give a shit. They do not care. They don't care, Steve. So that's why baseball's not going to happen. And the other thing that I felt I needed to bring up is this whole Walker Buehler situation. So I don't know if you saw.
I didn't until you brought it up a few minutes ago before this. So,
but hey, like Walker Buehler went out there and roasted these owners, and then all of a sudden he deleted his tweets. So I don't know why he deleted his tweets. Maybe it was something that the MLBPA said. Maybe it was that the MLB owners went in after him. I don't know, but he deleted these tweets. They got a lot of run before that happened, and it was, please tell me, this is Walker Buehler's words himself. Please tell me how what the players are asking for is crazy. Inflation happens. Markets rise. Money grows. Ask the owners. They know. Why would we agree to even less than inflation level income rises? Would you take that? I think that's fucking brilliant because he's literally putting it on like, if you were offered like raises and it was below the level that inflation grows at, then what the fuck? Why would you take that? And so we can't ask the players to do that. Like it makes so much sense to be like, yeah, the players want to play. These owners lost way too much money. But at the same time, if the owners are offering shit, like, yeah, the players want to play, but why would we pressure them to take less than what they're worth? And then this is the kicker that got me is that his follow-up tweet to that was, this is Walker Buehler again, like fucking brilliant up and coming athlete. He's going to be a star for a while, hypothetically. He said, this isn't millionaires versus billionaires. That's a lot of people want to paint it that way. This is workers versus owners. The value is subjective. We are extremely lucky to do what we do, but the numbers don't line up. I appreciate the fans getting where we are coming from, and he ends it truly. But this is the thing. Like, I couldn't agree more with what he says there is that it's like, it doesn't technically matter what like the actual numbers are. It matters what the margins are. It's like if these owners are getting like crazy fucking astronomical profits, yes, 2020 happened, but that's not the norm, and that's not been the norm. And like over the last 26, 28 years, whatever it's been of labor peace, like these owners have been fucking raking it in after year after year after year. And meanwhile, fucking like the minimum like salary players are getting fucked.
And that's my biggest argument, right? So first off, minimum salary, I know it's not what MLBPA wants, but there is a raise. And you know, I think
sounding
to
real
be honest
owner
with you,
loving.
I'm not, you know what? I'm not. But I just want baseball so badly, right? I'm coming from the fan perspective of I want baseball badly, right? I'm taking this from a selfish perspective.
You want it bad.
I'm being 100% honest. Yeah. This is my selfish, honest opinion, right? Personally, I think that's the one point that owners are going to give in a little bit on at the dealing table on Monday is league minimum salary, right? When you line up the numbers, owners aren't going to lose that much if they raise the league minimum salary another, I don't know, $100,000 a player, right?
Yeah.
Because they're at what right now? It's 555, 535, something like that, right? And if they go up to 630, 625, I think the players organization, the players association, they've got to take that.
That's a huge
They've
win.
got to take that. And I think the owners are actually going to be willing to give that up because it's not a ton in comparison to what they make every single year.
Right.
It's not a ton. Like that. I think that's something they'll finally be willing to give up on Monday. And if that's the case, like you're fighting for the little man. You're finally fighting for the little man.
Yeah.
And that's what the Players Association needs to start doing because, you know, what the Players Association and the players in general have been able to do over the last 5 years is they've been able to win over public opinion.
Yeah.
Or they've started to win over public opinion.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that gets in the way of them winning public opinion is guys like Max Scherzer who are getting paid $43 million a year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, is he worth every penny of that? In my opinion, absolutely.
Pretty much.
Will he earn every single penny of that? Or has he done enough in the past to earn every single penny of that? In my opinion, absolutely.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, there are those baseball fans, those old school baseball fans. I'll call them old school baseball fans, I guess. Who are like,
we know what you're thinking, Steve.
Exactly. Right. You don't even have to put the words in my mouth. But that's what's pissing off people. And they're like, these players make enough.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Sure. But I mean, look at the bottom. Look
Right.
at the bottom. And that's the point. The players union has to hammer on.
I couldn't agree more. And it's you think about the players like we've said it before, but your Yermin Mercedes, your Daniel Palkas, right? Like these guys did not make enough money in their time in the MLB for what they gave us,
100%.
right? Like they made the White Sox a ton of money just by bringing eyes to the team. They brought national eyes to the team, both players, and both of them are, well, yeah, I guess Daniel Palka is going to be a Met, but like both of them are making like shit money as minor leaguers. And I mean, as baseball fans, right? Wouldn't we want the lowest player to make enough to make it worth their while to continue to press and be better and better? And then that brings the whole MLB like level up.
Yep.
Like if these players are getting paid enough, they'll stick around for longer and you'll have more Mark Burley stories. You'll have more like flash in the pan stories too. Like guys like Yermin Mercedes and Daniel Palka, not to beat a dead horse, but it's like, those are the stories that bring us to baseball the most, I think.
Yeah.
And that would be uplifted if the minimum salary is just brought up enough to make it worth it to even just chase a cup of coffee. Even if you're just chasing a cup of coffee, that those players would stick around more.
Right.
And that's a win.
100%. And they got to be on par. They got to be on par with the other leagues. That's where it's at too. Right now, baseball, out of the 4 major American sports, baseball is the lowest in regard to league minimum salary. Mm-hmm. They also have arguably the longest season. So
probably are making the most money per like team. So
wait, who's making the most?
MLB is making the most money per
the
team.
owners.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Most profitable organizations.
Because of that long ass fucking season.
Right.
Because of that long ass fucking season. And speaking of owners making more money, this is the last thing I want to bring up because I don't want to dive too much deeper into this. We've already talked about it for a while. The owners, like all this talk about the owners are going to lose too much money if the MLB season doesn't start. They've argued and won like extended playoffs. All the money that they're going to lose from
Jesus,
April
I can't believe
baseball,
that they won on that.
They don't make any fucking money on April baseball.
I really thought the players union was going to fight that harder. You know what? Whatever about the extended playoffs,
but they're going to make all of that money back and more
1,000%
from just that alone.
Playoff tickets are not cheap. And then on top of that, you sell all the merch, especially if your team is successful.
It's not even it's not like, yes, that, but like TV deals.
And
that's
TV.
like the only thing that's consistently made money for television companies in the last like 3 years has been live sports. They're going to fucking pay out of their ass for this shit.
Guess who Hulu has live sports.
Fuck you.
No free ads. All right. Before I talk about before I continue down the road of free ads, Tom, I got a goddamn bone to pick. And this bone to pick is with someone who I said I was gonna hammer down on these guys. And I'm gonna continue to hammer down on them when I start to see stupid fucking tweets. King Mac, I know you're probably not listening to this podcast, but I got a bone to pick with you, sir. I just don't get it, man. So first off, it's one thing to have a brand and hate on certain players. You do you, man. That's totally fine. But You basically went on your twitter.com space, not spaces, but your twitter.com
He's
sphere.
been on Spaces anyway. Yeah.
And you basically called Lucas Giolito soft, saying that he blame shifted to Tony La Russa after that loss against Detroit at home last year, where he said his arm was tired. They didn't have much in the tank.
Yeah.
I think those were his exact words.
Yeah.
Okay. First off, he didn't blame Tony. That's not Tony. He took actually personal ownership and responsibility and said it was on him. Okay. Number two, if you want to take that as him blaming Tony, cool, because Tony did fuck up. Okay. Third point, you said that Lucas Giolito needed what was the killer look?
Killer
what is it? He's
eyes
a
or
killer.
He
needs
needs
the
to
killer
look like
eyes.
a killer.
Okay. Number one, I don't even know what that means. And then second, have you seen that picture of him against the A's?
Oh yeah.
In the 2020 wild card game,
where he wants
the
to
death
fucking
stare
murder somebody.
where
Yeah.
he's throwing a no-hitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the killer look, I think. You know, if I'm
got
not
it.
mistaken.
Yeah, he
but
does
I think
have
he
it.
might have it. I think he might have it. You know, this guy plays with emotion. Okay. Lucas Giolito plays with emotion. Michael Jordan played with emotion. Lots of great athletes play with emotion. Okay.
All of them, I think. Like shit.
So, I mean, to be honest with you, I shouldn't even be bringing attention to this because I swear that these guys say this stuff just to get exposure, just to get engagement.
Oh, they do.
Just to get listens.
Oh, they do.
So,
Big Kenwo move.
honestly, from Kenwo Jr. So, sorry, I call it how I see it. So,
That's
there's my bone to
incredible.
pick. Sorry, Tom, I had to rant there for a minute.
Okay, no, it's totally fine. But this is the segment that we were excited about. We want to talk about. We don't want to talk about him, actually. Fuck Josh Donaldson, but he's out here causing problems for us again. And it's not because of his play on the field, because he sucks. But we find ourselves scrolling through twitter.com and coming across one of his tweets. And he's made the claim.
Oh, he said it, ladies and gentlemen.
He's made the claim that the MLB baseball All-Star game
Go word for word here. Go word for word.
Okay. So Josh Donaldson, baseball is the only legitimate All-Star game in sports. Okay. He goes on. You can't go easy when a guy throws 100. Okay. All the other sports besides hockey should stop having them. It's actually embarrassing to watch. Wow. Okay. I don't know about you, but I was actually entertained by the All-Star game. The NBA, because he specifically called this tweet came out during the NBA All-Star game. So he's specifically calling out, mind you, he said all sports but hockey.
Right. Hockey.
Of course you like hockey.
The skills
Of course
competition.
You like
What?
hockey. Fuck
No,
you.
you know what he's doing? He's appeasing to his still Canadian fan base, is what that is.
Oh yeah, the
you know,
Canadian,
from-
and now
when he
he's
was
in
with
Minnesota
Toronto.
too. So it's like
It might as well be, right? Exactly. You know, first off, I don't know who this is pandering to, because this is definitely a tweet where he's trying to pander to somebody. I guess what the Timberwolves suck. So
Yeah,
maybe
but
maybe
Karl
it's
Anthony
pandering to.
Towns won the fucking like 3-point contest.
That
or
is
whatever.
true.
So like, why wouldn't he want to? Whatever.
So now here's my. Let's do a comp. You know, why
Yes,
not? You want
let's.
Josh Donaldson? Let's give you the time of day for once, I guess.
We'll
But
allow it
you know, before I do that,
to humor him.
hashtag Donaldson facts. So we're gonna throw out a few of our own here. If you're on YouTube or if you're on Twitter too, I can pull it up on Twitter as well. For those of us that are listening on Twitter, share your hashtag Donaldson facts with us, and we'll post our favorites or share the favorites throughout our segment here. So Josh Donaldson, hashtag Donaldson facts. Josh Donaldson fills up an empty vodka bottle full of water and brings it to a party. Hashtag Donaldson facts.
You fucking know it already. And then like this is exactly the kind of person he is, and he deserves all of this from us. Hashtag Donaldson facts. Josh Donaldson eats cereal with a fork. Confirmed. Hashtag Donaldson facts. It's
There's
like
no good cereal to eat with a fork.
this is the kind of guy he is. Josh Donaldson thinks paint chips is an appetizer.
Ooh.
Hashtag
That's
Donaldson
good.
facts. This is the kind of fucking guy we're dealing with.
All right, so let's do that MLB All-Star Week versus NBA All-Star Weekend comparison. So, and I called it MLB All-Star Week for a reason. So let me go through
That's a good point.
let me go through what 2021's looked like out in Denver. Okay, at the Colorado Rockies Coors Field. So first, youth baseball had like a game or a little, I don't know, matchup on Thursday. It's like what do you call that? Babe Ruth League or whatever.
Yeah.
Basically Little League. Then there was a high school All-American game on Friday there. Now here's the thing. If you want to involve kids, by all means do it.
Yeah, it's cute.
But there's no MLB presence there. I didn't even know that existed until I looked up what the 2021 All-Star Week schedule looked like.
yeah, would not.
It's
have
cool
known.
that you want to involve kids, but where's the MLB presence? Do you actually care, or are you just renting out the facility and saying, hey, youth baseball, go play there?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't do anything.
There's
It's a
no
cool
eyes
experience
on
for
it.
those kids,
Yeah.
but there's no eyes. Exactly. 1,000%. Saturday is an all-star game 5K. What? Is this like hashtag White Sox Run Club, except like MLB Run Club?
Yeah, that's
Like, what is this?
Lame as fuck, and I think everybody that like went knew it. This is
It's
something
like the
that would
only
be-
thing of significance on the Saturday.
That's the thing. Like, you could do that on like your MLB All-Star Weekend, and then have that as like a side activity for people that have traveled to the city to do. That's kind of cool. It's like, hey, MLB is also doing a 5K, blah blah blah. But don't forget to go to these activities that are actually happening around the ballpark. So what? It just anything but focusing only on that. Anyway,
Right. Sunday, Futures game, which I love. I love the Futures game.
it's cool.
But the celebrity softball game is kind of a joke.
It's fucking cringe.
It's really, really ugly. And the fact that the Futures game happens before the celebrity all-star game is a big problem for the brand of baseball. You're like, the Futures game, we should definitely have it, but celebrities are more important, and we're going to give them prime time. What?
Yeah, and it was like, if I remember correctly, like I don't actually. The more important thing to take away is that I don't remember a single celebrity that was in it. It's like it couldn't have been that great. Like, they would get some big names for God's sakes. Like, make it interesting.
Right. Monday. Now, mind you, we're on Monday. We started on Thursday and we're finally on Monday. Workout day and the home run derby. The home run derby is great. I love the home run derby. You can argue with its formatting if you want, but
Yeah.
the home run derby in general gets eyes on the game, and it's a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, I sat down and put it on.
Your mean Mercedes
absolutely.
definitely should have been in the home run derby. Um,
If he was still in the league,
He needed to
yes.
fix his swing. So that's Monday. Tuesday is the actual All-Star game. Cool. So Monday and Tuesday are your most important days to the All-Star game.
Really quick.
And it's a Monday and a Tuesday. Go ahead.
Sorry, I know that's the most important part of what you're saying, but really quick, if Willens Astudillo was the pitcher for Yermi Mercedes in the home run derby,
Of course. This is the,
Okay.
the creative mind here, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen.
okay, no, but that's the most important part is that when you're looking at MLB All-Star Weekend in quotes, the most important two things that happen for the MLB All-Star, like the most important games, the most important things, the most important events are happening on a Monday and a fucking Tuesday.
Thank you for reiterating
You
exactly what I
goddamn
just said.
idiots.
Yes.
MLB, what are you doing? They do this all the time, too.
You
Like,
can't even call it All-Star Weekend. It's All-Star Week, and you waited until Monday and Tuesday to do your best stuff.
and they do this fucking shit during the playoffs, too. We had the complaints
Yeah.
during the playoffs. Like,
Players-
they have fucking playoff games
players
on
are
Tuesday
playing.
afternoon.
Players are playing their regular 162 game schedule up until that Sunday.
Yep.
You're not even giving them that significant of a break.
Yep.
Honestly, if you want to do this in this format, fine, at least get the players that long of a break, too.
Yeah.
It's a fucking joke. All right, compared to the NBA, NBA's got the celebrity and rising stars games, and they do celebrities first,
Yes.
then the rising stars game.
good.
Much better format, right? Next,
That's
Saturday.
on a Friday. That's on a Friday.
That's Friday. That's a Friday. Cool. Your most important stuff, not on a Friday. though it was great to see Io in the Rising Stars game.
Huge.
Saturday, HBCU Challenge, which is dope. I don't know if this is the first year they've done it, but this year they had 2 historically black college universities playing against each other in the All-Star game on an afternoon Saturday at Cleveland, for All-Star weekend. Great. I absolutely love that.
Very
That's
cool.
super cool. Then you've got all the skills competitions after that. So 3-point, dunk, skills, 3-point, and then dunk.
Dunk contest was a little bit of a bust, but
Now that is, I will say that the one thing that the NBA needs to start doing is start getting these all-star players
yeah,
exposure in the dunk competition. I know you don't want them getting injured,
yeah.
but
I think that's part of it.
like,
They just got to I think the dunk contest should stay, but they just got to rework the format. One thing that somebody brought up that made all the sense in the world to me is one of the most important parts is that you see the dunk happen on the first try. And that makes it so much more exciting. You're like, holy shit, did he just do that? Whereas like you see him try, like get the toss from the guy, and then it's like, oh, I see
what's gonna happen.
Yeah, he's like,
right?
oh, I see what he's trying to
Get
do.
rid of that element of surprise.
Yeah. And that's the most like
Yes.
the like bam factor. Like that's what's cool about dunks is that it's like, oh damn, that came out of nowhere. He just like did that athletic thing like that. And that's what makes dunks cool. So if you take that like thrill factor out of it, then what the fuck?
Exactly.
It's
No,
like-
I agree.
They should put him on a faster clock. I mean, if you're looking at the home run derby, that they're on a clock.
Mhm.
Like, okay, so the one thing that I'll give MLB on that is that, they at least have the structure of like the home run derby is a little bit better. You could work on it still. Anyway,
For sure.
I
All right.
digress.
And then Sunday, you've got, so this one I don't get. This is the one issue I have with NBA All-Star game is that the G League game. Like, why are you doing a G League game before the All-Star game? I know, you're kind of getting the basically minor leagues of basketball out there to play as a warm-up game. What they should have done, especially with the 75th anniversary thing that they had, and they had all of these former players, all of these Hall of Famers, what they should have done, Hall of Fame game,
Yeah.
veterans and legends game, like all of them playing up against each other.
That would be hilarious.
Jordan is a captain and Magic is a captain, and they draft their teams. Like that would be hilarious.
Honestly, like I would see the downfall of that being like if you saw Dirk Nowitzki come into the arena, he was limping like bad. He looked like not in a good way, and it's more like, dude, you need a fucking cane. And so, like, I would understand why they wouldn't do it, but at least do this, televise the drafting part of it. Like
Right.
that would be so. If you get Magic and Michael, and then they draft of the like 70, like the stars, the Hall of Famers
Mhm.
for the 75th, that would be prime television. I'll tell you.
That would actually be really funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously guys who are limping, they don't have to play. Like it's obviously their choice, their prerogative. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I mean, I'd like to see Karl Malone still try to throw it down.
That would be incredible. I see you. And I think that's a great
So
point.
there you
and
go.
then the All-Star game obviously happens in the evening on the Sunday.
Right.
So
That's the
that-
only thing I would change. Whereas Major League Baseball, I would almost revamp the entire thing.
Yes. And
So
I love how you brought it like day by day by day, because that's one thing that we critique a lot with MLB is that they don't know how to fucking schedule. It's crazy. They have 162 games a year and they don't know how to schedule. Like, how could you fuck up so badly all the time when you draft schedules? And they just do it year after year after year.
Yep.
So I don't know what's wrong with them. And again, I love that you brought it up in that format. So clearly Josh Donaldson's an idiot. Josh Donaldson can't parallel park. # Donaldson facts.
there
But-
you go.
I wanted to bring up the biggest like pros for each of them, just because it's like, there are some things that the MLB does. And I think the thing that makes them exciting, and I think that's the thing that, actually makes it worth watching sometimes, is that they're actually playing for something.
Mhm.
If the National League wins, then the National League gets home field advantage in the World Series. That's a cool thing. If the American League wins, they get the home field advantage in the World Series. So that's something that's kind of cool to know that they're playing for something. Whereas like the NBA All-Star game, like I had to Google it, they're playing to like donate money to the charities of their choice, which is it's cool.
Mhm.
But I would say like keep doing that, but also add on like some way, shape, or form to make this worth it for the team to win. I don't know how you do it, but anyway.
For sure.
Then the biggest pro, I think, for the NBA, and the thing about this is this would never work for the MLB, but having captains select their own teams, that is fantastic. And the televised
Trout
event,
versus Soto.
Trout versus Soto.
There you go.
But here's the thing about it is like, okay, but you have to stay within your leagues, which is
AL versus NL. Okay,
so it's like you only can.
That's already AL versus NL.
But
Bada
then,
boom, bada bing.
So you would just take like the voting out of it entirely and just have captains select. That could be cool. But like, I don't know, like people like to vote for their all-stars and stuff.
I guess so. It's always the big market teams that have their guys getting the most votes, though, it feels like.
And KC had Salvador Perez. Like, I don't know.
Most overrated catcher in the league?
Yes, he is though. He's
up there.
Maybe Yadi or Molina.
Is he still rated?
St. Louis loves him. Fuck St. Louis. But I think that just think about the televised event, because this year it brought the moment where LeBron asked KD dead on in the broadcast, hey, James Harden, is he like healthy though? And then Shaq jumps in and says, yo, he got traded. He put some icy hot on there and he's good to go. Fucking hilarious. Just like that kind of stuff doesn't happen in the MLB around the All-Star game.
No.
Like there's not
miking up is not entertaining enough.
No. And actually,
unless it's Ramon Laureano during the playoffs and he's like cursing because a ball got hit over his head.
Yes. That's funny. But I actually really hate like the mic'd up thing. Like when ESPN's tried to do like while people are in the outfield in an active game, they're trying to interview them. I hate that shit.
Right, exactly. Like the Ramon Laureano situation.
I hate that. Like it's not entertaining. It's awkward. It's clunky. The guy's trying to play a fucking professional sport, and you're interviewing him during it.
Like I said, it's only funny when the dude's like cursing, and then he's like, "Oh, sorry about that."
Yeah, and it's like, this is dumb. This is just dumb. But I mean, like, continue to mic people up. Like, obviously, like, just do the clip show afterward. Like you always do. Is like, you're like, hey, we mic'd up this guy. Like, this is what he said during warmups and like in between, like going in and out of the dugout. Like, and then throw a clip together and flash it on the screen in between, like, in between hitters or something. I don't know. But like, okay, we can critique MLB's product for fucking days when it comes down to it. They're not even going to play a regular season this year. So,
no, false. It's going to happen. I'm hanging my hat on it. All right. Well, I got one more thing that we got to cover before we wrap this thing up, Tom. And it's from my 108 tourney inside source. So I've got some news to drop about the 108 tourney.
I don't even know who this guy is. Whatever.
Yeah. All I gotta say is I got this inside source here. I asked a few questions and they were open and honest with what they know. So I asked if they have any idea if Jeff Passan will be a late entry to this year's tournament. Apparently they are trying to keep Jeff Passan out of the tournament.
I
would love to see him force his way into the tournament in some way, shape,
Jeff Passan would annihilate everyone.
I mean,
he would just have to tweet one time, be like, "Vote for me," and then just like body everyone.
Now the other bits of information that I have, there are going to be 4 female number 1 seeds this year. Do you want to take a guess at who? I mean, I have no idea who they are.
With that piece of information alone,
4 female number 1 seeds, 4 number 1s.
So you've got to think, and I think we hashed out a little bit, just like speculating, and again, speculating. Allie White Sox is definitely.
I think there's 3 locks right now. Allie White Sox, Janice, and Celeste.
Yeah, like for sure. Those are 3. So, I mean, fucking book it, guys. Speculation, mind you, but book it. If you can bet it, you should. but you can't.
Yeah, if you could parlay those 3 together with plus odds, I put the mortgage down.
Absolutely.
They're making the tournament.
Absolutely. They're making the
as
tournament
ones.
and they're ones.
As
Yes.
ones. I have no idea who the 4th would be, though.
I can't. I can't.
Yeah. I had no idea. So I'll leave that in everybody's back pocket.
Yeah.
I have 2 more bits of information to share. Every year they come out with the odds.
Your scoops, man.
I know. You can't see who this is. So
Keep the scoops close to the chest. I get it.
Exactly. What was that word that you said? Mum's the word.
Mum's the word.
Mum's the word.
I was gonna say, what word did I use to describe you? Bitch.
The odds makers. They usually do every year along with the tournament. They have fake betting odds on who's gonna win the tournament or get out of their bracket, or get out of their region.
Yeah.
Those odds will be dropped apparently either the night of or the morning after the 108 tourney release show.
Okay.
So
it's gonna be closely tied to it.
Which is Thursday, March 10th. So
keep your
the
eye
date
on,
is solidified. So keep a lookout for the 108 release tourney
on
show
the 10th.
on the 10th, as well as the betting odds. And the 4th thing, there is information from my source that the special guest what were the words being used here? I'm looking it up. Super secret guest host is an infamous character in White Sox Twitter that may or may not have their own podcast.
So infamous being the key word, right? Like that's the adjective.
I swear to God, if it is Ken W.O.,
that motherfucker.
I will boycott.
No. You said his name wrong.
Ken Wo.
Thank you.
Ken Wo. If it is Ken Wo,
we're gonna riot.
Oh, we're rioting. I boycott all 108 goods for the rest of eternity.
They gave him his own fucking gauntlet last year
and got bounced in the first round.
So he's got too many haters. He's got too many fucking haters.
Too many haters.
But then why would
the bid is so old? The bid is so old. Why would they go with him? Right? Who else would it be? Is there another infamous podcast host?
Infamous.
It can't be like Mac.
Oh, fuck it. Whatever.
So
but those are the scoops.
Those are the scoops per my source. We'll see how accurate they are.
We'll find out.
So
March 10th.
Because my source.
Eyes on Twitter.
My source is mum's the word. My source. Tom, final thoughts? Wrap this thing up.
I hate Josh Donaldson so much. He's such a prick, and he is out here pandering to fucking hockey fans. Like, what a bitch!
Unbelievable!
What a
man.
fucking bitch! So I'm excited for the season. Pacoda came out. Sox going to be a 94 win team. Book it.
Would you be content with that? Quick question: would you be content with the White Sox being a 94 win team this year?
Yes.
In the regular season.
Yes. Yeah, I think that wins the region.
Definitely wins the
division. Yeah.
I was like, what's a region?
we were talking about 108 like tournament so much I can't get it out of my head. No, I think that wins the division. Like, so that's what
absolutely wins the division.
That's what matters. So I'd be happy. Like, okay,
would love home field in the first round. Would really love that.
I mean, that would make a huge difference for obvious reasons. We saw what happened last year.
Yep.
So
hold on. But you're talking about Pacoda. P-Coda.
Yeah.
And you're talking about baseball happening in a 162 game season, baby. Let's make it happen.
No. They're going to have 94 wins, but there's only going to be 94 games.
Oh,
so it's
win them all, baby.
Let's go White Sox.
Absolutely. Well, I'm praying that baseball starts on time.
Oh, yeah, because otherwise you're going to have to watch Chicago Fire.
Oh, Chicago Fire.
The MLS.
Remember
MLS opening day today.
Remember, I'm the biggest Bulls fan here. In my Bulls sweatshirt.
You brought it up.
The biggest Bulls sweatshirt, baby.
Fuck you, man. I can't believe you fucking brought up again that. Actually, what I really can't believe is that you're going to your 4th fucking Bulls game.
4th game, baby. Let's go Bulls.
Such an asshole.
Hopefully they take care of business against the Grizzlies.
You're not even
solid team.
Yes,
it should be a really good game.
Yeah,
should be a really good game.
Should be good.
All right. Well.
In Han we trust.
End this lockout Major League Baseball. You must. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.